Hey, what's up, fellas? It's a Monday. I believe it's the 16th. If you can't tell by my red face, I've been outside working in the yard and I also did some other stuff. This video today, Monday, is about how I think that those of us that are a little bit older than you guys can help you get ahead. Um, First off, I'm not selling anything. I'm not going to take anything from you. I don't need you to like or subscribe. I don't want any of that stuff from you. I just want you to know that there are some older men out there that aren't trying to take something from you. If by my age, and I'm 56, you haven't made it, well, then you fucked up as a man. All right? Look, the best things I can tell you, honestly tell you, is that you have to understand how money works. I've always recommended and will continue to recommend the book. It's 132 pages, The Richest Man in Babylon. I will also tell you to go out of your way to understand the difference financially between an asset and a liability. If you can do that, and you always become disciplined, which means that whenever you get your check, 10% off the top, you pay yourself first. We always pay ourselves first. That goes into savings. That's not money that we're using for a vacation, a new car, tires, or anything else. That money is for all of us later in life so that we don't end up, fuck it, assed out. All right. The other thing I got to tell you about is there are four phases of a man's life. I dropped the other phase, which was a pre retirement. The first phase of your life is when you're from 11 to 24, and that's what I call the dreamer phase. Also, during that time, you are going to decide who and what type of man you're going to be. And that is exactly what you're supposed to do. When you're in junior high and high school, you should be trying all kinds of different things and learning to accept the fact that you're not going to be good at everything. Um, if you're not going to be a pro football player in the NFL, you know what? That's fine. But if you try and you do good, that's fine at your level. You have to be willing to make mistakes when you're in your dreamer phase. Your second phase of life is your career phase. And this, young men, is the most important phase of your life. I'm going to say that one more time. Your career phase is the most important part of your life. It will affect every aspect of your life as you get older. Like me, 56. Many of our cultural norms want all of you guys, you men, you young men, to think that you have to be a baller or a influencer or a super athlete or a rapper or anything. That's the top maybe 1 to 3% of the population. I would never in my life compare myself to that, but I will tell you this. You, as a good average man, if you pick a good trade, plumber, carpenter, mechanic, electrician, I'm trying to think while I'm talking to you. The guys that help fix the roads, the guys that help fix the DOT, Department of Transportation guys. Where there's two guys working and nine guys standing. I'm just fucking around about that. I gotta tell you something. The electrical power grid, the cell phone towers, the guys that are going to work on the windmills for our sustainable injury, the guys that are going to go out. You know what a lot of people don't understand is the guys that are going to have to do maintenance on what they call solar farms, where they go out and they clean the solar plates, and on top of that, they make sure that the batteries are doing what they're supposed to do. There are a lot of jobs that people don't add any emphasis to because they're not demonstrative. They don't, you're not a baller, you don't have a crazy lifestyle or that. I guarantee you, I've never. The most money I made as an E7 in the Army with 19 years and 8 months, 19 years and 8 months after getting fucking blown up, that was $35,000. My ex-wife, God bless her. I hope she's fine and everything's good with her. And my two sons, Duke and Derek. My ex-wife wouldn't let them go into the military. Now, I'm probably, you can probably go back in a video and find something where I said it was me. It wasn't me. It was my ex-wife. Her name is Indira. Um, she changed those boys' life with that, and I made a serious mistake by trying to get them to go in my path. All that to say that because they chose computer engineering, and they're both extremely intelligent, so we all know that's not from my gene pool. Uh, I'm what they call knuckle dragger. Anyways, all that to say this. Um, if you choose a good degree, a good field, career field, you are going to be okay. Um, there are massive benefits that people never tell young men about in regards to healthcare. Do you guys know what's the most expensive care you're going to have throughout your lifetime? It's dental care. There are companies, there are institutions that will provide you with a extremely mid-level life while you work, but they'll also provide you with a mid-level life as you retire. If you get into sales, you had better make before you retire about $3 million. I had to add in the factor the 4% and inflation, and I used to say it was about 2.4, $2.3 million depending on where you lived. But because of inflation and the way things are going, housing prices, cars, all that kind of stuff, I bumped it up to $3 million. If you're going to go into sales and multi-level marketing and all that other kind of crap, you're going to need $3 million cash sitting in the bank to be successful and to be able to pay your bills. Um, if you want to be a bartender for the rest of your life, then you have to have. All right. This part is about accepting responsibility for the things you do. All right. If you want to live check to check, if you don't want to save money, if you want to live at the edge of your money for as long as you can actually do that as a man. But I guarantee you, when you get into your 50s, and in August I'll be 57, you don't want to be 57 and still have to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Our bodies break down. Uh, you have to choose a career. There are, I would say, hundreds of really good careers that you can choose from as a man. And I do not know, you know what, I got to tell you this. There are careers that in the public education system they'll never tell you about. They'll never tell you about the HVAC guy that makes six figures a year. They'll never tell you about the um, mechanic who is worth his weight in platinum and diamonds. They'll never tell you about the engineer. They'll never tell you about the fucking um, uh, orthopedic nurse, or they'll never tell you about any of the jobs which requires you to work, but you will be greatly rewarded. How about a truck driver? I know Frankie. Hey, this is shout out to you, Frankie. That motherfucker makes six figures, and he's got a felony charge, like me. Anyways, um, there are many more ways to be successful than the media will ever tell you. Um, please consider trade school. I would ask you to not go the way that I did. I believe in the military, but it has changed. And now our military is also a political weapon. I would ask you to consider a trade, welding, commercial welding, road repair, DOT. There are so many different opportunities that don't involve you trying to be a baller or an influencer. I think that's what it's, I'm pretty sure what it's called. And this is my last bit before I sign off with you guys. Cryptocurrency, besides Bitcoin, is a fucking Ponzi scheme. And if you don't believe me, and you write in the comments that you don't believe me, I'll show you what has happened to my Ethereum 2 stake. I've lost over. Anyways, I'll just show you. And NFTs, non-fungible tokens, no, that's a Ponzi scheme. 99.9% of all the coins, except for Bitcoin, are Ponzi schemes, and you shouldn't be involved in them. So stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. You have 4 phases of your life: your dreamer phase, your career phase, your pre-retirement phase, and your retirement phase. Actually, I should have. Anyways, I said something earlier that makes me look like a dickhead. You do need a pre-retirement phase. All right. Bye-bye.